Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 540 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Malda, and I am joined today, on this glorious day, by two of the greatest people you're ever going to meet. Yes, I got Chris Devona.
Hello.
And Rob Roseboom.
Good morning.
Everybody's done doom scrolling for the next 4 years?
No, not until inauguration.
Yeah.
It's just, and they have serious cleaning to do. I mean, if you think about the Oval Office bathroom, I mean, that thing must be just like a Twitter mess. It probably has like a power cable on the floor covered in urine, It's...
I always kind of figured that it just looks like somebody took a bag of Cheetos and just shook it until it turned into powder and then just opened it up and went...
Do you think he spray tans his nether regions? I mean, I assume it's just face and hands,
T
right?
to B.
Yeah, like extremities, right? Right? No one would spray tan their butts unless they're going to go on the beach.
He doesn't even do a particularly effective job at covering all of the visible skin.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
So I stopped doom scrolling, some time ago. Actually, I can't do it, man. I just don't have it in me. Too much cortisol, So
I actually had this. I was talking to Bates earlier today. We had breakfast, and and I was saying that I spent basically every waking moment doom scrolling, basically last week until. I took a break on Sunday, but I'll be right back there because I don't believe in anything anymore. But then I kind of came to realize that I spent the better part of a decade of my life building a system that just allowed me to doom scroll all the time. And that's a hard habit to break.
I would say that when you consider the collective amount of ADHD in our friend group around Slashdot, the event-based scrolling mechanisms of Slashdot were catering to that and reinforcing it, making those little folds in our brains calcified and needing that, right? Oh, yeah. So, I've restructured my entire career to basically be like an event-driven polling mechanism that looks like the Slashdot entry queue.
Yeah.
And it's been great for me professionally, but sometimes, man, it's hard to get into flow state. It's hard to focus. And so part of the election is once I voted, I stopped. I never followed Trump, but I've never followed any of these politicians. And I'll like or retweet something from time to time, but I can't do it, man. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I did a fair amount of reloading there through the week, but it went to an end pretty quickly.
On election day itself, I was listening to the new Dennis E. Taylor audiobook, Heaven's River. It was fantastic. I still have 4 chapters to go, but I got to tell you, if you're going to spend some time, don't doom scroll, go listen to an audiobook. This is not even brought to you by a sponsor.
No, wait, we're supposed to be SoundCloud, Spotify. Who would?
It's Spotify, Cloud,
Blumper.
Audible. Yeah,
Blumpify.
Blumpify.
It's the best of them. I wonder if Blumpify's taken the domain name.
Blumpy Cloud.
Blumpy Cloud.
Gross. Well, let's see here.
It's a race.
We have a million things on the list because we didn't talk last week.
We didn't talk about anything. There was an election.
There was an election. I mean, we talked about that, but only briefly because I think between you moving and between the rest of I don't think I breathed. I'm not sure I still am breathing. Okay. Tenet has been confirmed that it's going to be available via streaming in December. So if I can make it, another month.
What network is it going to be on? Where are we going to be able to watch it?
I mean, it'll be on one of those services where you give them money and then they let you watch
I
it.
know.
One of those services that charges you, but you don't know where.
You're making fun of my HBO subscription. That's magical.
No, I think he's making fun of the fact that we all have access to alternative mechanisms for getting content.
That's true, but I was making fun of Chris's Phantom HBO account.
They charge me for it. I can't find out where, though.
Yeah.
I actually finally got around to canceling my HBO from one service because I was getting it bundled with my phone and with my cable.
Nice.
That's $10 a month. I'm getting right back and turning around into an Apple TV subscription, probably. So yeah, we'll get to see Tenet maybe. I still expect it to be spoiled, but we'll see. NASA had upgraded their Deep Space Station 43 and finally got another call back from Voyager, thus continuing the never-ending series of news that is Voyager.
That's yeah. Is it past the heliopause? Is it past the Oort cloud? Is it past the?
Well, right now the way that we're measuring it, I think, is it outside of the range of our ability to talk back to it.
Well, that's exciting.
And how much sentience has it gained so far?
Right.
I mean,
is it
how
Vger
close
yet, or is it is it Voyager? Is it Voyager?
Right.
Or,
on a scale of 1 to teleporting our bald chicks off of our bridge, embedding weird gems into them, and then coming back to us.
Is it studying metaphysics yet, or is it still trying to tackle math?
We never should have given it that golden record.
Yeah.
At what point are we going to have Picard act as some sort of lawyer to justify
the measure of Vger?
Its sentience?
Yeah, during Measure of a Man, they probably never mentioned Vger, did they?
No, that's true.
Didn't happen.
I actually started rewatching the original series. I got a watch guide.
If you can get past the terrible acting and
grotesque sexism,
and ESP storylines,
the kind of campiness of it, there are some pretty solid, sci-fi stories in there, and ideas. So you just have to get over the big paper mache heads.
Right. I'm using the same watch guide that I used for The Next Generation, which has, in this, it looks like I'll watch about 25 episodes of like the 70 or so. And for The Next Generation, it was about 50-50 for watching it. But that's actually been a very pleasurable way to watch these shows, skipping the ones where the paper mache, the glue is still visible. Okay, have you guys watched, are you caught up on The Mandalorian?
No.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You guys can talk about it. It's all right.
I mean, we don't have to, but boy, that baby Yoda, he sure is hungry.
Is he Anita?
The funny thing was, I was watching that episode and I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be great if you just started eating the babies?
So did I.
And then, what do you know?
I said the exact same thing to Kathleen. I says Yoda's gonna eat those, and then he did, and then he kept doing it, and it was great.
He kept sneaking them. I thought that was wonderful.
That was true. They did the other thing too. This episode is on Tatooine, and I actually thought I think they've done a really good job of this season flirting around Tatooine. And not just spending all of your time in familiar locations, but exploring that world a little bit. And I've actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but I like anything with a giant monster in it, and
for sure.
So far, you got 2 episodes with that. So
yep. The comment that I made, I think I said this in channel, is they threw down the gauntlet for Dune because they did some next level good sand monster kind of stuff.
So I guess the question is a Sarlacc just the front end of a sandworm?
Or the back end?
Adolescent sandworm, yeah.
Maybe it's sandworm on one end, Sarlacc on the other.
I'm not sure how fast that would go through the sand, though.
Doesn't need to go fast, just needs to get within your 5-mile kill radius.
Yeah.
Anyway. Wait, do sandworms have a 5-mile kill radius? I'm so confused.
Rob has a 5-foot kill radius.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
If you mess with Rob within his 5-foot kill radius, you will pay the price.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. But I don't know what the radius is for sandworms.
Probably like 50 feet.
I don't know. I feel like it seems like they would be. Well, in theory, we're streaming again.
Okay. Excellent.
My screens were blue. What were we talking about before my internet decided to shit?
I don't know, Rob.
I can't remember.
Mando.
Always. Okay, hey, so have you guys ever seen the website N-Gate? N-Gate?
Probably.
So it's a site that sort of it satirizes hacker news. So here, I'll share the tab. So they always say funny things about. They basically restate the stories on Hacker News, but like really funnily, So like the Raspberry Pi release, a Broadcom factory outfit introduces a slightly bulkier model of a bad computer it already sells. Hacker News believe that this finally is a computer that poor people will be able to buy. The rest of the comments are nostalgic ruminations at these computers.
That about sums it up.
Yeah, there's some really funny takes, though, I gotta tell you. So, and apparently, if you mention N-Gate on Hacker News, they delete your posts.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super awesome.
They're really sensitive about it, apparently.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They're kind of full of themselves.
I know, but that'd be kind of like if Slashdot, if every time someone said corrosion or whatever, we'd be like, no, just delete the post.
Well, I mean, that's philosophically where we were.
That's not who we are.
I mean, we never did that shit.
Yeah, we would never do that.
But people dumped on us all the time for it.
Yeah.
I like the Raspberry Pi 400 idea, but I'm not buying it.
I think this is the one with the keyboard and everything, right? So that's cute.
I mean, I get it. It's Everybody likes Commodore 64, right?
Right. It's like a super powered Commodore 64, right? So yeah.
And I already have so many Raspberry Pis in my house right now, like 5 of them.
How many of them are plugged in and running and doing something useful?
Well, okay, so right now 2 of them are off because they're plugged into TVs that people are not using them actively to play, to emulate Super Mario Brothers on.
Nice.
But then, I have one running Homebridge, I have one running Pi-hole. Actually, no, those are both on the same one now. But
is Homebridge the home assistant stuff? Or?
Homebridge is a thing that allows you to glue half-assed together an Apple HomeKit network to a Google Home. It's the two, and you can bridge Alexa into there too. It's
really
super
neat.
Super glue for people who have a hybrid network.
That's really cool.
It's great, but it's a pain in the friggin' ass, and every time I have to monkey with it, it makes me shake my fist at the sky because the monopolies are being buttholes about maintaining their market share and not working together.
Well, that's weird.
This is really frustrating, So
let's see. I don't care about the Aladdin. Oh, we could talk more about the YouTube downloader thing. That keeps going, although I don't think there's been anything new in that in the last week.
Well, yeah, I think that it's just DMCA hijinks from the RIAA or MPAA. Who's doing this one? I'm trying to remember.
This one.
Sorry, it's the RIAA.
This is the RIAA. Now the last versions of the story are just people have been uploading. I mean, they've been steganography uploading everywhere they possibly can, and it's a very funny story. But it
reminds me of you remember the old days with the
DECSS.
No, before that, the people would have the tattoos of the Perl implementation of RSA or whatever.
Yep.
And they would print them out and take them overseas, and it's kind of funny, I admit. Well, what I'm really surprised at is that this was done through the RIA and it wasn't one of the pornography sites, that they specialize in. It's
we didn't talk
those people
about.
like suing.
What's that? We didn't talk about Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, right.
That happened while we were all gone.
Now,
have we all rewatched Zardoz?
Oh, nope. I did for sure.
No, not me.
I rewatched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but and I've been meaning to put Zardoz on, but I think there's a lot of boobies in that one, and I don't really want to have those out in front of my children's.
Yeah. Well, luckily it gets so confusing that maybe they won't know what boobies are by the time they finish watching that movie.
By the time I get
such a train wreck.
When I get through Zardoz, I don't know about what anything is anymore except what the gun is good. That's about all I know for sure.
Yeah. That beginning though is fantastic. It is one of my favorite beginnings of any movie ever. It's brilliant.
I like everything about that movie. That movie is like if
Zardoz?
Yeah, like it's so bad. But it's one of those movies like it's not like The Room or Birdemic or something. It's a different kind of bad.
No, yeah, it is. It is such an art house film that like you don't know what's going on in portions.
It has too much money to be an art house movie, but not enough money to be good at what it's trying to do, and no individual element works.
Zardoz was after Bond, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if like he committed to it early. Actually, let's check.
He knew the director. He was friends with the director.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But also, I think there was some financing shenanigans. But I mean, it's one of those things, right, where nothing in it works, and it's kind of fantastic.
We should start talking like Connery if we're going to talk about it.
All right, I'm going to work on my Connery impression.
Nothing will work in this movie. You know, I don't know. I'm terrible at accents.
Yeah. Scottish accent in every role.
Yep. Chicago,
like a Highlander,
Scottish accent,
like Highlander,
Highlander, Scottish accent.
Oh, right, he was in the movie with Costner. Oh, what was it?
Where he was
Untouchables.
That was good.
It's great.
Hunt for Red October. I think that's my.
That's right. I'm a Russian.
The best one of his.
I loved the Hunt. I still love that movie. I watched it with Franny just like earlier in the year.
And of course, he may have said possibly the greatest thing to be ever said in a movie, which is "Welcome to the Rock."
Welcome to the Rock.
I love The Rock.
That's a great movie.
Let's see.
Sean Connery.
That's right. Somebody put out a paper for generating parody lyrics for Weird Al songs. It's not what you would hope, but it's funny. And it is worth 5 minutes for you to skim through it. And then the AI that kept focusing on the referee's head. That is actually very funny. Proof that machine learning has a ways to go. That one made me very happy.
Well, I mean, he does have a pretty soccer ball head.
Yeah. Soccer, but yeah, there's video of it in the article, which is worth watching. It's just look at that. There's your camera trained on this poor dude's head.
That's great. I'm so in favor of this.
Let's see. All right, we had a whole slew of things in the channel, none of which that I put on the zone because
of your sad times. Wait a second, is this a new Homestar Runner?
Yeah, they put a Halloween Homestar Runner video up, and in fact,
what?
Yeah, it's not all that, but I did like in the they do for the last couple minutes they go through what each of their costumes are, and each of their costumes are pretty perfect. My favorite of them by far is one of them is one guy from Andromeda, which just made me so happy. Because I love Space Quest is my jam. In the upper right hand corner, one guy from Andromeda. But yeah, you've they have.
Say, Bubs, I really like your costume. It's 70s Bubs. Giving a piggyback ride to Totoro. Eating a purple burrito.
Okay. Cupcake. One guy from Andromeda. Isn't that great?
I was wondering if they're going to the Nietzschean, this guy, that guy. Wow.
Yep. All right, let's see. We had, well, I don't know if we want to talk about the witches thing, but that one made me grumpy too.
So what is this? I didn't process that one.
So
is that the one where what's her name looks like she's in that doing a remake of Mannequin?
What? So it's a remake of the movie Witches, and Anne Hathaway has hands that are 3-fingered and taloned because in the book it says the witches had talons instead of fingers. But now people are complaining because, some people are born with only 3 fingers on their hands, and it's making fun of those people and making them feel bad. So she's come out and apologized for playing a witch with 3 fingers on her hands.
It is weird that, like, and this has happened a lot of times where actors apologize, and like, wouldn't that be the director's decision?
Yeah, but she's getting paid.
Yeah, I guess because she's the face of it.
Listen, for people in Hollywood, apologizing is cheap, so they just do it.
That's true.
It's easy. Just take it on the chin, move on. The reason I said mannequin is like this picture. I saw it like sort of small in the channel. It was like this big.
Yeah.
And I thought she was redoing Kim Cattrall's role from Mannequin.
No.
Right? Because I was like, she looks kind of mannequin-y in that picture, So
you be careful, or I'm going to pick that for movie night. Oh, do you have any idea how many times I watched Mannequin?
I don't know.
Well, let's just say Hollywood and I watched a lot of Hollywood. I liked him.
Hollywood? Who's that?
He's one of the characters from that movie.
So
I'm Googling this.
Wired.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name?
Meshach Taylor?
Meshach Taylor. Yeah, sure. He was in a lot of things.
Wired ran a story for you, Chris. It was about where they got those giant Hornet suits and what exactly they were. So they got them off of Amazon.
They got them off of Amazon.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, where is this story? How far up was it?
I put it in the chat here.
Okay.
I'll put the link. I can put the link again in the host channel.
I'm honestly just sitting here waiting to crash again.
We are too, Rob. We are too.
There you go.
Oh, look at that suit. That's some fancy outfits.
I don't know. My network is really weird today.
I blame Washington?
No, I'm in California. I'm on my gigabit line,
All right. I put it up into the zone for us too, for Jake and Ian.
Get in the zone. The taco zone. I'm sorry. I just love the picture. It reminded me of Astroneer,
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
I love Astroneer. It's like my favorite game. $170 suit. That's a great price.
Yeah, we can all fight murder hornets now.
Well, I mean, it is Washington State. I better get moving.
I just want to fight each other in those suits.
I was going to put up like a bat house on the property because I think that'd be really cool to have bats.
I mean, did you ever have bats growing up?
No. I've seen one bat growing up. But
see, we used to.
So cute.
We had bats all over our neighborhood, and we used to just go out and chuck tennis balls because they'd chase the tennis balls, or sometimes you'd hit them.
Yeah. We'd fill old nylons with like mud or sand, because occasionally they would go and actually bite them.
Yep.
And the wisdom was that's how we were going to catch a bat, but we never caught one.
We hit bats several times with tennis balls.
Why would you hit them? They seem like they're nice and they eat bugs,
I mean, because I'm 9 and,
right.
running around where there's bats everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sad now, but okay.
Look, man, if you're worried about 9-year-old me doing things to bats, 9-year-old me did a lot of worse things than throw tennis balls at bats.
Oh, well, that's much more comforting then.
Yeah. 9-year-old me was
9-year-old Rob Mulder was a monster.
That's right. It's programming in BASIC with line numbers like a heathen.
I liked BASIC. It was fun.
All right. What's the sulfur chicken story?
Sulfur chicken?
One of you guys posted Yeah.
Some dude got kicked out of Yellowstone for cooking a whole chicken inside one of the sulfur springs.
That's really something.
That's glorious. The picture that they put on there is really beautiful too.
Well, I mean, it's beautiful. Have you ever been to Yellowstone? It's remarkable.
No.
You should have seen the chicken.
Did it look like a turmeric chicken? Is my question.
Just very moist, probably.
It's
a little bit stinky, but
I mean, it'd be like hydrochloric, right? There.
Okay, so I'll admit my dumbness here. Would this produce a poisonous food thing? It seems like it should.
I don't know.
It depends on how much sulfur and other chemicals are actually in the hot spring. Probably not. I mean, most hot springs
taste good, but
are pretty sulfurous as it is. So
makes you wonder.
Man, yeah. Someday I've never seen the Grand Canyon, and I've never seen Yellowstone. I've never seen any of that, and someday. But as you are well aware, my family has no interest in such things.
Well, what if you let them cook chickens there?
Yeah,
that would be
different. Or murder hornet.
Like what? Chicken butt chicken or can butt kit chicken? Coke can chicken?
Coke can chicken. Yeah.
That always kind of worried me because I was afraid that the paints and stuff in the cans would infect the chicken because I'm dumb like that.
So if you're sent back in time in, I don't know, Western Wyoming, Eastern Idaho or whatever, wherever Yellowstone is, I think it's, or Montana. Anyway, you go back in time and you're stuck in the northern steppes of America and you come across a Yellowstone hot spring. Isn't that kind of great? You're like, oh, cool. I have heat, I can cook my meal, I can, you can kill a bison and throw it in there and eat it up, although bisons are really big, so maybe you wouldn't do that. But yeah, like this would be fine, right?
I mean, I won't lie. I'll eat anything. I'm pretty brave like that.
Well, you also can't smell, so it makes it a lot easier.
Right.
That's super true.
Yeah, so hot spring chicken's probably right up your alley.
Sign me
Let's
up.
call it Rob Mullet chicken.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I'm going to go try to figure out how to splice these two episodes back together again and hope my computer doesn't crash again.
Okay. Good seeing y'all. I don't know if I'll be around on Wednesday or Tuesday night, but,
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
So what's going on?
Then I'm going to press the goodbye button, say goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Chris DeBona.
Goodbye. I'm doing a Vulcan salute, not a three finger salute.
All right, I'm Rob Commander Taco Maldo. This has been episode 540 of Geeks in Space. Go do something productive with your day.